There, my friends. My name is Omoni Gorilla, and I'm the founder of Light Up Africa. Light Up Africa is an organization that was set up on the mandate to build a new generation of leaders who are faith informed, system thinkers, and change drivers. I've been established since 2022, and since then, we've been influencing the new generation of Africans. And so we started this masterclass a couple of weeks back, sometime around April 2026. And the intention was to raise sustainable leaders within the African, region and know how to lead sustainably. So the masterclass had about 12 modules, um, taught three modules so far, and they'll give you a summary of the three modules that have been taught already. I'm going to be reading from my notes so that we do not miss anything out. I'm going to take us to module 3 now. And module 3 simply talks about system thinking. All right. So, what is system thinking? We'll find out in a bit. What is system thinking? But before I dive in, I want you to remember this. In the previous session, in the previous module 1 and 2, it was more of individual leadership. Most of the discussions, most of the lessons, most of the points were centered on individual leadership. But this particular module 3 is going to take a shift from individual leadership to systemic leadership. And so I'm going to explain what that means. Leadership today must move beyond solving isolated problems. Yeah. For introduction, leadership must move beyond solving isolated problems. Now, leaders must begin to study and understand the patterns, relationships, and long term consequences of problems, then design solutions that are sustainable, inclusive, and capable of transforming entire communities rather than providing temporary relief. So that's the introduction. And I want you to understand that in the world that we are today, in the world of artificial intelligence, in the world where there's so much competition, remember that when you're solving a problem, every problem you see is multi-layered. And so, in order to solve any problem, remember that modern leadership is no longer only about managing people. It is about understanding the system that you are, operating. Many policies fail because leaders treat complex problems as simple ones. All right, system thinking is an approach that sees the bigger picture, yeah, and understand how different sectors work. System thinking involves looking beyond symptoms and identifying root causes. All right, if you see a problem that is prevailing, don't just try to solve the problem. Find out the root cause of the problem and find out the multiple layer that the problem is attached to. System thinking teaches leaders to see the relationship between problems rather than addressing issues in isolation. E.g., when education improves, employment opportunity increases, isn't it? Another one is when employment increases, poverty reduces. When poverty reduces, crime and social instability decline. When governance improves, investment and development accelerate. All right, so that's that. A decision made in one sector can create ripple effect across many other sectors. So that's what that really means. So remember that effective leaders therefore ask deep questions. They ask deeper questions. They don't look at things from the surface. They go right deep. All right. So what are the questions that these leaders, effective leaders, ask? Number one, what is the cause of a problem? The problem that you have identified. Ask yourself, what is the cause of it? Another question you should ask as an effective leader in this day and age of artificial intelligence, if you really want to be a system thinker, is what other systems are influencing this problem? The third question you need to ask is, what long-term effect will this decision create? All right. By thinking systematically systemically rather, leaders move from short-term fixes to long-term transformation. From short-term fixes to long-term transformation. A few scriptures I want us to look at. All right. I want us to go into the book of Corinthians, 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 12, that talks about one body, many parts. Remember that the head in itself is not the body. The hand in itself is not the body. Your legs in itself are not the body, but rather the combination, the synergy between all of these parts makes the body the body. So 1 Corinthians 12:12 talks about that and explain it clearly. All right. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1, I want us to also read that. It talks about seasons and time. And you know how to solve the problem by looking at the entire system and not just looking at the part that has developed the problem. Okay, so that's just that about module 3. So we'll be coming up with module 4 sometime this week. And of course, if you're not able to join, we'll still come back and do a summary of it. And I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video. Follow us and follow the channel, click on follow for more content. Thank you very much. Cheers.